What's up, everyone? It's Wednesday, April 15th. I'm Paul Winter.
I'm Beth Stevens.
We're joined by Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello.
How are we doing? Yeah, it's Wednesday. It's not Nay Day.
Yep.
But not this week, but soon. We have an amazing guest. I'm so, this is one of those performances that I was so looking forward to digging into this April. And I haven't seen it yet. I'm so excited to see it. Beth, who is here?
We have Tony winner Katrina Lenk.
Yes. Bobbie baby.
Bobbie baby.
Bobbie Bobbie, all those things.
Roberta darling.
We're gonna check in with Bobbie baby, but first today's top news.
Like everybody's going to be able to experience Girl from North Country.
That's right. So, just in the nick of time, Girl from the North Country recorded their Broadway cast album. They did it on March 9th, and now they are going to release their album this spring. They don't have a date yet, but they said spring, so that's around now, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be quarantine content, it sounds like.
Good quarantine content. You can spell that with a Q if you want to. They opened at the Blaska Theater on March 5th, and it's the entire original Broadway cast led by Mary Winningham. So that's something to look forward to this spring.
Yeah, I'm excited to. I'll listen to that, and then I'll be ready to go see the show again once it comes back. Right?
That's a good endorsement, Paul.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do. I loved it. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this other supposed to be coming out this spring show just announced their cast album as well.
Yeah, so spoiler, all the news today is music related. You know, we do the news that's available. And today it's a lot of music news. So Sing Street, the new almost Broadway musical, is a big hit off Broadway, coming to Broadway. Their cast album is also being released. This is John Clark and John Carney's. They wrote the score, and Sony Masterworks Broadway is releasing it, and it's coming out on April 21st, which is next week, on digital and streaming formats, which is good because you probably don't want to go to the store to get it, so you can just get it from home. So Sing Street was about to start performance at the Lyceum Theater, and the shutdown happened. Hopefully it's coming back. Riddle, I'm sure it is. Riddle of the Model is a song from the show, and you can watch a video now on the site and get a little taste of Sing Street. Let's talk about more music news.
Yes. Now we found out officially when we can be rocking out to the Cambodian rock band album.
This was a big hit off Broadway, extended twice. And now there's a cast album. It will be released, on May 8th, and it is available for pre-order. So this is Lauren Mee's New York premiere of her musical on Yellowstone label, and it's got Francis Ju and Abraham Kim and Courtney Reed, of course. So something to look forward to on May 8th.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is there any other music news we should talk about?
There's one more.
Yes. I love it.
Tony winner Philippa Sue is going to lend her voice for a nice ballad about Tiger King.
Yes. So anyone who watches Broadway.com and Live at 5 knows that there's a thing happening called Tiger King the Musical, a parody, ! Because Beth and I like punctuation.
Love that, yeah.
So this is a thing Andrew Lippa started, and Kurt Deutsch is a music producer. They asked all these amazing songwriters to write songs, and believe it or not, there are more to come. So obviously, yesterday we had Will Chase and Ingrid Michaelson here talking about their collaboration, Tigers and Young Men. Then earlier today, we premiered the music video for the Andrew Lippa, Kristen Chenoweth song, Little Pieces.
It's graphic. I'm just warning you. It's a little graphic.
Watch it. You'll never see a blender again the same way. Or floss, or dental floss. So now, tomorrow we have another premiere. And believe it or not, there's more coming next week. This is really, there's a full score being created. We don't know what the end of all this is, but tomorrow, so anyone who saw Tiger King, and there are many of you, probably fell in love with Sap, who he worked for Joe Exotic's zoo, and on the show, Beth hasn't seen it, this is a spoiler, loses his arm to a tiger, and you see it on the show. It is like the most shocking, and then has this amazing human spirit and comes back to work and loves the Tigers. Anyway, Carmel Dean was attracted. I did a little interview with them, which you'll see on social media later, with Philippa Sue from Hamilton, who sings the song, and Carmel Dean, who wrote it. And it's actually like a really beautiful ballad. So tomorrow at noon on our YouTube channel, you can watch that. And Tiger King, who knew that that's what we would be doing over this break? But we are, and
This is true quarantine content.
It really is.
Created in quarantine.
It's pretty amazing. So yeah, there's a lot to come. You've heard the song, Kayla. It's really pretty.
It's really beautiful. It really is. Yeah. And Philippa sounds amazing, obviously. But
yeah, and I also I talked to them about, what would it be like if Saf, who is so, kind of media shy, but has done some interviews, what would you think of it? And I asked them, like, what do you think about, like, you're writing about a real person, the documentary. This is not a fictional movie. So it's so interesting. And they gave some really interesting answers to that. So anyway, for that, there's a lot of Tiger King stuff. Anyway. So Beth, thank you so much. I'm going to slide you out. And Caitlin, tell everyone about today's guest.
Gladly. Yes, guys, we got Katrina Lenk here with us today on this matinee day for Live at 5 Home Edition, live on both Facebook and YouTube. As we said, Katrina should be on Broadway right now, leading the company of the new company revival as Bobbie, with a B-I-E, not a Y. She earned a Tony for her leading turn in The Band's Visit, and her other Broadway credits include Indecent, Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, Once. She's been in a whole bunch of stuff, but right now you can actually currently see her on your television screen on Tommy on CBS. So we're going to talk about all the things. You guys can leave all of your questions down in the comments below for us to get to later. Please welcome Katrina and Paul.
Hi. Wait a minute. Isn't it B-O-B-B-I? There's no E. How do you spell Bobbie? How do you spell your version of Bobbie?
We do spell it I-E.
It is? Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it could be just with an I.
All right, whatever. There's a lot of ways. There's a lot of flexibility with Bobbie that we didn't know about. This is great. How are you? You look fantastic.
Thanks. I'm here.
Good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. Are you sleeping well? Are you eating well?
There's lots of sleeping and lots of eating, lots of sitting.
Yeah, a lot of waiting. So let's see, we had your co-star Matt Doyle on a couple weeks ago, and we talked to him a little bit about how company was really building. Like, you talk about a show that you were midway through previews when Broadway took a pause, and there was so much buzz building about the show, and people were really loving it. The audiences were lit, as the kids say, weren't they? What was going on over there, and what's it been like adjusting from that to this new quiet reality that you're now in?
We were in that hectic tech and previews time where, you get up in the morning and you go to the theater all day and you don't get home until, after midnight, and then you get up and you go again. So already we were used to not knowing what day it was. And it's been, of course, weird. It's weird for everybody to just automatically stop what you're doing. And I think we're all just, waiting, some days patiently, some days not so patiently, waiting for things to shift and move forward. I know we can't really go back to normal, as they say, but looking forward to things shifting in a way that we can start getting back to work.
Yeah, next to normal. We'll hope for next to normal. That's what we'll aim for. So what? I know that your cast, you rehearse, right? The company, don't you get together on Zoom? And it's a lot of casts are doing that.
Yeah, we try. It's a little weird because there's always a delay, and we haven't really figured out how to rehearse any of the music yet because of the delay. So we're still trying to figure that out. But it's really great to just see everybody's faces and connect with everyone once a week, regardless of how much we're able to accomplish. Like, it's just really good to connect and remind ourselves that there is something, there is something beyond just the four walls of your apartment.
Yeah. How are you feeling about Bobbie? This is a big role. This is such an exciting production. I saw it in London. I haven't seen you do it yet. It's so Marianne Elliott is a genius. I believe you would agree with me. It was a big casting search to find this role, and you got it. And what's it be like? Was it like to get such a cherished role that so many people wanted, and to dig into it with her and really sort of see what this new vision of it was? And I know that you're like really tight with Steve Sondheim now, which is cool. I hear he really likes you too.
Great, I gotta say. Geez, it's I have to give a shout out to Rosalie Craig. I wish I'd seen the I was dying
you know her?
to go. No, but I feel like I do in that way that, you know, when you share a role with someone, you have a connection to them. I would love to meet her one day. So there's, you know, big shoes to share there. And you know, you can get yourself real worked up about all of the pressure and all the things that are nerve-wracking about any particular role that you take on, but you just gotta be like, okay, what's the story we're telling, and what do I want to bring to it? And Marianne's been, you know, fantastic about exploring this as a whole new, not only just a new company, but a fresh take on what she did in London. It's not like we're just
right. Yeah.
It's really felt like everyone's sort of approaching it with fresh eyes and fresh ideas.
I know that you've told me in the past that you like to write backstories for characters. Did you go into that process with Bobbie?
Sure. Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's still happening, and that's you know, I have some time in my hands now, so I've been doing a lot of further thinking about that. You know, trying to take advantage of the extra time in a good way, I guess.
Yeah.
Trying.
Yeah, sure. I mean, once you jump back in, it'll be a whole fresh thing now.
Yeah. It would be interesting to see like what we bring from this experience to company. I mean, already it's an updated version of a show, and then this will be the experiences I think everyone will have had in this time is leaps and bounds away from what we had before. So it'll be really interesting to see how that translates in this time we get to do it again, hopefully.
Yeah. You have a co-star named Patti LuPone. A lot of people know her.
Yes.
And now a lot of people know her basement, which is fun. She's been been offering a lot of quarantine content, which has been fantastic. We love her for that. Yeah. When did you first meet Patti? Did you meet her before this?
Yes, I met her briefly. She came to see Bands Visit, and she knows David Yazbek, of course, so they're pretty close. So she came to see Bands Visit, I think off Broadway maybe, and then at least on Broadway. So I met her briefly backstage, and of course fell in love with her instantly. But I've never gotten a chance to work with her before. So this was, you know, my first time, and it's everything you can imagine. Everything.
Yeah. I mean, she really does deliver because she's just kind of a fantastic person and a talent.
Yeah. And a true team player and a true cast member. You know, there's not it's not about Patti. It's about like what's best for the story and what will help facilitate everyone doing their job. So it's really she's a theater person. Yeah.
You know what's funny? I just remembered this right now. I was thought of you because your song in Bands Visit. How do you say the name of the singer and Omar Sharif?
Oh, Kulthum.
Yes. Yeah. So I was I took a trip to Jordan right before this all happened.
Wow.
And I was in the middle of the desert in Jordan, and they were playing music. I was at this crazy bubble hotel. All the rooms were bubbles, and they were playing this music really loud. And I was like, what is this music? And I did the, you know, hey Siri, who's singing? And it was her.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh my, I was like, oh, I get it. The magical, like, it was so funny. I had like a Bands Visit moment.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I was thinking of you and that song and your beautiful voice. And so amazing that performance.
Thank you.
But now you're like a single girl. Like now, you know, Bobbie is like, so she's going to become like the new Carrie Bradshaw, right? Isn't that she's going to become like our new role model for those types of girls? I mean, that's kind of like what we're doing here.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't really thought about it like that. yeah, she's definitely, you know, a modern woman in New York. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess, yeah, maybe with different hair. You know, her hair's not as cool as Carrie Bradshaw's maybe. It's a different hair.
Do you get that score like stuck in your head? Because just today, just thinking that I was going to see you today, I've had company like stuck in my head all day now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's annoying. But
Usually the Bobbie, baby, Bobbie, Bobbie.
yeah, that's not easy to learn, right?
Yeah, but I didn't have to learn that part, so
That's true. That's all the rest of them.
Well, you have to learn it, and like every time it comes around, it's slightly different. So, yeah, they had a task there.
So, tell me about Tommy. You're on Tommy as well?
Yes. Judy Falco's show on CBS.
Cool.
I was so lucky to get to shoot. I think 5 episodes of it.
Cool.
Right at the end of last year.
Okay.
And I play this like what am I doing? I play this like a sports agent named Kylie Mills, who gets to know Tommy, if you know what I mean. And it was a really fantastic experience because there were so many New York people involved with it, not just in the cast, but also with the crew. There's so many tie-ins to the theater world, and Edie's a theater woman herself. So it felt like being at home in a way.
Yeah. What about can we talk about Marvelous Mrs. Maisel? That little bit you did, that was great.
Thanks. That was also a lot of fun, and a lot of theater people involved with that too. And of course, you know, I didn't get to do anything with Tony, but I would see him when I was on set, so that was really exciting to see him. And that's all. It's another cast of really wonderful, generous people. So it was really fun. And also, of course, that the turbans.
Yeah, you were like fortune teller, right? Yeah, you were
a fortune teller, yeah. And like all of the costumes that we tried on were legitimately from the 50s. So it was all true retro stuff. It was really fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. So what are you like digging into now when you have time to yourself, when you're not working on company in your head? What are you doing? Are you reading anything or watching anything or?
Yeah, doing a lot of reading. I had some books that I checked out from the library and was like, oh no, these are due, but now they're not due.
Awkward, yeah. Okay.
I wasn't done with them, so that libraries. And so doing a lot of reading and working on music.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, working on some music. And there's something really great about kind of just not doing too much. I gotta say, that's something we don't often get to do.
Yeah. Are you like naturally? I know that in the past you've told me that you kind of like you talked about the stage door, like during band's visits. It was always weird for you to like to be all that attention around you. So are you naturally? Is this sort of like being in a cocoon like this? Is this actually like a very comfortable place for you? like away from all that attention that comes with being a Broadway star?
I mean, you gotta make the best of the situation, right? Like this is a horrible, taxing, stressful time for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, so you just gotta kind of make the best of it. And I'm just so grateful that we have this little grocery store in the corner, and then it's still open, and that those employees there are still going and working and having to deal with stressed out New Yorkers, and you know, basically risking their lives to work there, and just. So you just gotta be like, well, this is where we're at, and what's the best thing? How do we make the best of it?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna bring Caitlin in. Hi, Caitlin.
Hello. Sorry, I was sitting really close to the camera.
You were. I didn't warn you.
It's okay.
So let's talk about some of the fan questions that are coming in.
Yes, gladly. All right. So Alicia Williamson on Facebook wants to know if there are any other classic shows you would like to see be gender bent, kind of like what you're doing with Bobbie and company right now.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, how about like all of them?
Oh,
But let's see. Sweeney Todd, some gender bending on Sweeney Todd might be fun.
mhm.
And what about Cabaret if we switch Sally Bowles and
What about it? What about it? I'm in. What about it? Yeah.
it's really fun to think about any show, like how does that change the whole dynamic in the story if those things are switched?
Yeah.
What show does she want to see gender bent?
I don't know. She didn't give one. Caitlin, do you have one you want to say?
I don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of funny to see like a switch in Sunday. We're talking about Sunday in the Park with George yesterday. I don't know. I feel like it'd be kind of funny if we had a
That's
switch
very
there.
confusing. You mean like
It could work.
Playboy Elder would be Dot and
Yes, exactly.
and Katrina would be George? Okay.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
works. All right.
I just want to hear Katrina Lenk sing "Finishing the Hat." So that's all.
Okay.
That's my request for you.
I hope Playboy Elder is, doing his crunches because his body is an important character in this production.
I'm sure he is.
I'm not worried. Yeah, exactly. What else, Caitlin?
Yeah, so Aiden Heaney on YouTube wants to know if there are any challenges of translating this role to new context for you. Did you have to kind of take anything on differently?
I think there were, of course there are challenges, and I think every role that you approach has challenges that you weren't expecting. Even the first time you read it on the page, you're like, oh, I got this, and then when you get in the room and work on it, you're like, oh no, I don't got this at all. This one in particular, of course, there were things, the challenge of like updating the script, let alone would a woman say this, would a man, why is a woman acting like this, and some of it we really just figured out, oh, well, this will just work, we'll figure it out. And some things we slightly tweaked, and both Marianne Elliott and Stephen Sondheim were very open to shifting things slightly to make them feel more modern and feel more appropriate.
It's so interesting to me when company was so quintessentially early 70s. Yeah. And it's so amazing how it's really not that hard to make it feel so today. Like it's just little shifts, right? But, we think of things as very stuck in certain periods, and then they're not.
Yeah, and the addition, it's sort of a small thing, but not really. But the addition of cell phones and online dating and things that we refer to in the updated version also really made it feel like, oh, well, now we totally understand like what this is.
Right.
That is.
Right. And gay marriage.
Right. Yeah.
Definitely. All right, we're going to keep on with the company cues. So John on Facebook wants to know about any notes or any type of advice you've been given from Mr. Sondheim himself. So
wait, did Mr. Sondheim, I'm assuming he watched your audition.
Yes, he was there. He was there in the room. He wasn't at all, he came to first run through in the space in the rehearsal room. Again, not nerve-wracking. And the first preview, and I guess was in constant contact with Marianne about like little shifts that we were making.
He is known for giving very specific notes. So, is there anything you could share that maybe he helped you with, or?
It happened so quickly, and it feels like we just had our first preview and then we stopped. So, there were. There was during the Zitz probe, he was there, and which is the first time you sang with the orchestra. He did tell me to pronounce my THs more clearly, which I appreciated, and then it totally helped. And it was like a profound note. It was.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay, we have a Tommy question. Elizabeth Zenner on Facebook wants to know, how long will your character be on, which you mentioned before, but do you have a favorite memory from set?
I think I'm on through the second to last episode, maybe. I think there's only 12, so I think I'm there with 11. Favorite? Oh my gosh! I mean, working with Edie Falco is just like extraordinary.
Sure.
So that's up there, and also, so all of my scenes were with Edie and this car that I had to drive, and it was a Tesla, which I've never seen one or been in a Tesla.
You were in a Tesla, like on a flatbed, so that they were just moving it, or were you?
I don't know if I should tell.
Okay, all right, never mind. We don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah. Driving in the Tesla. There's nothing in there. There's like, there's a steering wheel, and then there's an iPad basically, and then it's very, there's no, how do you open the window? It's just all in the iPad.
There's no buttons in a Tesla. It's all on the screen. There
is one button on the steering wheel that makes a fart noise. I think it's some upgrade that you.
That's awesome.
Of course, what every car needs. What every car needs.
Just press the button on the screen.
That is so great. Okay, I think we have time for one last question. And Shiva on Facebook wants to know, what is the first thing you want to do when everything goes back to normal?
Oh, Shiva. That's tough. I haven't even really let myself think about it too much because I don't know what the normal will be.
Yeah, right.
Although I do really look forward to theater coming back and people, and hoping that there's looking forward to the time when people can come together as a group and have a shared experience in person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, thank God for the internet. Thank God for video chat and everything. But getting to look someone in the eye while you're speaking to them, I think maybe that's what I'm looking forward to the most. Mm-hmm. Eye contact.
Right. Yeah, and also when everyone's wearing masks, it's hard to project much emotion when you see someone. It's all just very
all the eyes, all in the eyes.
Yeah, it's all the eyes. Well, you've always had amazing eyes, so I guess you're ready for that. Katrina Lenk, I'm bringing back Beth and Caitlin. Oh wait, when is your Tiger King song coming out, Katrina? Is that one of the things you're writing?
I didn't even know about this. I'm so glad I was watching you guys today. I have to work on my. It's very exciting.
Who knows what else will come up? When theater people get in lockdown, they get extremely creative. So that's what we're definitely learning from this experience. Thank you so much for being here, Katrina. We can't wait to see you as Bobbie. Bobbie Baby on Broadway. I'm sure it'll be it's definitely gonna happen. We'll be there. We're gonna be that's like the one show I really want to see. So I'll be there like the first night that I can be there, I'm gonna be there. So you'll hear me screaming. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay sane, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much, guys. Hey Caitlin, why don't you take us out and tell us about tomorrow?
Yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in today for Live at 5 Home Edition. You guys can follow us along wherever you get your podcast by searching for hashtag Live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in next time we talk to Tony nominee Chris Jackson.